Hello, children. Hope you are fine and well kept in the Lord. My name is Teacher Wycliffe Jackson, and today in our theory class, we will be storytelling. And as your teacher, I'll be the first one to tell you a story. And out of my story, I don't just wish that you feel sad about it or feel happy about it. I only wish that you get to learn something behind this instruction. And my story is about my one-eyed man. And here I start. My mother had only one eye. I hated her. She was such an embarrassment to me. She happened to work at the school where I was studying. She cooked for students and teachers. My father was dead, and so she worked so hard to support the family. One day during elementary school, my mom came to say hello to me in front of my classroom. I was so embarrassed. How could she do this thing to me? I had to ignore her. I happened to throw a hateful look at her, and I ran out of the hall. The next day at the school, one of my classmates laughed at me. "Hey, your mom has only one eye." I wanted to bury myself. I felt so bitter about it, so ashamed about it. I also wanted my mom to disappear from the face of the earth. So I confronted her at home, and I told her, "Mom, if you're gonna make me a laughing stock, why don't you just die and vanish off from the face of the earth?" My mom did not respond. I didn't even stop to think for a while about what I had said. I was so full of anger to the extent that I couldn't comprehend whether I was doing the right thing. I didn't even care for a moment about her feelings. All I wanted was to go out of that house. So I studied so hard to the extent that I got a chance to go to Singapore to study. Then I got married. I bought a house of my own and I had the kids of my own too. I was happy with my life. But one day, my mother came to visit me. She hadn't seen me for years now, and she even didn't meet her grandchildren. When she stood by the door, my children saw her and laughed at her. When I saw her, I immediately screamed at her, "How dare you come to scare my children in my house? Get out of here now!" And to this, my mother quietly answered, "Oh, I'm sorry, my son. I may have gotten a wrong address." And she disappeared out of sight. One day, a letter regarding a school reunion came to my house. So I lied to my wife that I was going on a business trip. After the meeting at school, I went to see where I had lived just but out of curiosity. My neighbors told me that my mother had died. I didn't even feel sorry or shed even a single tear. They handed me a letter that she had wanted me to have. The letter was in this form: "My dearest son, Wycliffe Jackson, I think of you all the time. I am so sorry that I came to Singapore and scared your children. I was so glad when I heard you were coming for the reunion. But I may not be able even to get out of the bed to see you when you will come. I'm sorry that I was a constant embarrassment to you when you were growing up. But you know, when you were very little, you got into an accident and lost one of your eyes. As a mother, I couldn't stand watching you having to grow up with one eye. So, I gave you one of my two eyes. I was so proud of my son who was seeing the world for me with my eye, who was seeing the world on my behalf with that very eye, my eye. With all my love to you, my son, may God protect you." Your mother.